All right, today we're going to talk about something called the Stonecutter Principle. It's this really powerful mental model that can totally transform your daily work. And the idea is actually pretty simple, but wow, the impact is huge. It's all about how to find meaning, when you're stuck right in the middle of that daily grind.
So let me ask you something, and I think we can all relate to this. Do you ever just feel stuck? Like really trapped in that endless loop of things you have to get done, day in and day out?
I mean, the reality is, a huge chunk of our lives is spent right there, in the grind. You know what I'm talking about? The small, repetitive, and let's be honest, sometimes super frustrating tasks that just fill up our calendars. And when you're just trudging through it all, it is so easy to feel like the work you're doing on any given day just doesn't even matter.
Well, that feeling, it's right at the heart of this simple little story that, honestly, brilliantly shows us a way out of that feeling. It's the tale of three stonecutters. Okay, so a traveler is walking along and comes across the first stonecutter. He asks him, "Hey, what are you doing?" And the guy, he just looks up, all tired and dusty, and replies super bluntly, "I'm cutting stone." And that's it. For him, the work is, well, it's just the task right in front of him. It's transactional. Period.
So the traveler moves on, finds a second stonecutter, and asks the exact same question. This guy answers, "I am building a wall." See the difference? His perspective is already a little broader. He gets his contribution. He sees how this one single block fits into a larger structure. He's thinking in terms of systems.
And then, finally, the traveler gets to the third stonecutter. He asks the question one more time, and this guy, he looks up from his work with a huge smile and says with real pride in his voice, "I am building a cathedral." Now think about that. He is doing the exact same physical work as the other two, but he is completely plugged into a vision, a purpose so big that it just fuels him.
And that right there, that's the whole point. The task itself, it never changed. The tool, the stone, the sweat, it was all identical. The only thing that changed, and it changed radically, was the meaning they gave it. Their own internal story literally created their reality.
Okay, so this simple story isn't just a nice little fable. It's actually the foundation for a formal principle that we can all use in our own lives. It's called the principle of perception.
And here's what it is. The Stonecutter Principle basically says this: how you choose, and that's the key word, how you choose to see the process is what determines the quality of your outcomes. Choose is everything here. This isn't some passive thing. It's about you actively, deliberately writing the meaning of your own work.
And this is a perfect way to see the difference. On one side, you've got monotony, just a bunch of separate, totally unconnected tasks. But then, look at the other side. Those exact same pieces are now connected, and they form this beautiful interlocking pattern. That's purpose. It's the difference between looking at a pile of rocks and seeing a cathedral being built.
You know, it all really boils down to this one simple but incredibly powerful mantra. Same work, different story. Your reality, it isn't just what's happening to you, it's the story you tell yourself about what's happening.
So we can actually break these mindsets down into three different modes of operating. First up, you have transactional mode. That's our first stonecutter, right? You only see the task and your energy just drains away. Then there's systems mode. Now you're seeing your contribution and your energy kind of recirculates because you see how you fit in. But the third one, purpose mode, man, that's where the magic really happens. When you're seeing the big vision, your energy doesn't just recirculate, it actually compounds.
Okay, so this all sounds great, right? But how do we actually apply this? I mean, how do we make that jump from just seeing the grind to seeing the grand vision, especially when things get really tough? And let's be real here, it's not always easy. In fact, most of the time it's hard. When you're deep in the weeds, you're bogged down by the same old tasks over and over, it is so incredibly easy to lose that perspective and just feel like what you're doing is completely pointless.
And yet, here's the kind of crazy part. It's on those hard days, the really boring days, those "why am I even doing this" days, that's when this principle becomes your most powerful tool. That is precisely when you need it the most.
This is where your story can change literally everything. And here's why. Because very, very few people are actually able to consistently connect their small daily actions to the big picture. But if you can make that connection, it's like setting off a domino rally. One small push creates this huge wave of momentum.
I want you to think about it like this. Your internal story is your strategy. This isn't some fluffy, feel-good idea. It is a real, tangible lever you can pull to be more effective. And you know what the best part is? It's the one lever you always control. No matter what's going on around you, you are always in charge of your story.
Okay, but this principle doesn't just stop with you. The impact here is actually way bigger than that. So let's talk for a second about the contagious power of purpose.
See, when you're the one choosing to see the bigger story, the cathedral, you're not just lifting your own spirits. That perspective, that energy, it has this amazing ripple effect on your team, on your family, on literally everyone you interact with.
The idea is really simple. Your vision is contagious. It's just like a single lit match. Your sense of purpose can ignite that same passion and motivation in the people around you. And suddenly, you're not just a group of individuals anymore, you're a unified force.
It's a simple formula, really. Your energy creates more energy. Your agency, your belief that you can make a difference, creates agency in other people. So when you operate from that place of purpose, you're basically giving everyone around you permission to do the same.
So this all brings us to a really clear, actionable takeaway. The next time you find yourself stuck, caught in that grind, I want you to just pause, just for a second. Step back from whatever you're doing and ask yourself one simple, powerful question. What am I really building here? Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to this, the story you choose to tell yourself. It's not just a story. It's the entire framework for your reality. The story you choose, that becomes the life you live.